sky reflection and the strobe visible, and still a bit more color on the lower part. If an eye on your image looks like this, you don't have to do anything, maybe a bit of dodging and burning, but it's not always the case. Sometimes, due to light situation, the eyes seem to be completely dark, so we need to edit them to introduce some light to the eyes. But if you look closer, you notice that there is still a trace of catch light and some color there. So we need to either enhance it or reconstruct it. Let's start with the easiest one. Here we will be using the dodging and burning on curves technique, which is the best to enhance what we already have on our photo. We have our background layer already duplicated, and here we have something which is called adjustments. It may look a little different on your Photoshop because it depends on the version and also on how did you customize your Photoshop, but you can always find it in Adjustments panel. Now you're clicking on the curves symbol and it creates a new layer. By modifying this layer, you can change the darkness of your image without changing the image itself. All the information is held in this adjustment layer. If you remove it, the image will be intact. And also you can change it, adjust it at any time of your edit, or get rid of it completely. Anyway, we are now severely lightening our image on this adjustment layer. This layer comes with its own mask, which is now set to revealing everything, but if you invert it, whatever you did on this adjustment layer becomes invisible. It's masked out. Now we are making another curves layer using exactly the same technique, but now instead of lightening our image, we will be darkening it quite severely, and again, inverting the mask to make those adjustments invisible. We can name those layers, so the light layers will be called dodge, the dark layer will be called burn. Now we will be working on a dodge layer, and to be precise, on a dodge layer mask. We will be painting white on this black mask to reveal the adjustments that we made on the adjustment layer. So grab the painting brush, make it really small and medium hardness, magnify your view because we are now interested only in adjusting the eye, and let's start painting. It's important that you set your flow, brush flow, to a very low value. So opacity stays at 100%, but flow should be around 10%. Set the brush color to white and paint on the black mask with white brush, very gently, with a small flow, just to reveal what we lightened on the adjustment layer. So on the top of the eye, we have a reflection, a catch light from the sky, and we want to brighten it even more. And on the opposite side, on the bottom of the eye, we should brighten a little the iris color. The middle of the eye should stay dark, as it is a pupil, and it's usually completely black. It looks quite good now. We don't even need to use the burn adjusting layer, but what we can often notice is that the color of the iris changed. It seems washed out, there's not enough richness in this color, but we can improve it. Make a new layer on top of everything and set its blending mode to color. It's very important. Then pick a nice brown color somewhere from the horse's body, really rich, nice brown that you would like to have the irises in this color. You can even make this color richer by clicking on the color square and it opens the dialog window with the palette, so you can move the cursor and make this color even richer, and then you paint on this new layer, still using a low flow brush, but because the blending mode is set to color, it retains the texture of the eye. It only colorizes it a bit, and that's all you need to do. Okay, that was easy, but sometimes we have bigger problems. Like here, it's too much of a white visible. I personally like the white showing on horse's eyes, but here it's too much, it looks awkward. He clearly saw something which is now out of the frame, so it doesn't justify the rolling of the eye. If the reason of this rolling was visible here on this shot, we could have left it, but it's not visible. So it suggests that something really scary, really awful might be happening there. So we really need to roll this eye back into position. But first, I'm starting with cleaning all the imperfections around the eye, and for this, I'm using the stamp tool rather than the healing tool, because with this amount of detail, tiny detail, if I use a healing tool, I will get some blurred surface and I will lose a lot of details. So set your stamp tool to a very small size, soft, and carefully work around the eye, removing all the imperfections. Then we can switch to the healing tool and finish with it. Again, very, very small brush, so we don't lose all those tiny lines, tiny wrinkles, all the details around the eye. And as always, with this kind of retouch, you just constantly switch between the healing tool and the stamp tool. When we are satisfied with the retouch, we select the iris, simply using lasso tool and not caring too much about the edges. We are making a new layer with this selection. So we have the iris on a new layer and it can be moved around. Then we are using the transform tool to resize it. So it covers the whole inside of the eye and even a little more. Now we are making a mask on this new layer. Then we are picking a brush, a normal painting brush, changing its color to black, changing its size to very small, and painting on the mask with the black brush. So we are masking out, hiding unwanted parts, I mean the edges of the copied iris that cover the eyelids. So we are keeping only the part of the new iris that is kind of inside the eye. Here I need to enlarge it a little more to match the shape of the iris better to the shape of the eye, and finish the masking. So now we've got rid of this scary white, but the eye looks dead. To make it alive, we need to introduce some color and a catch light. So we are making an adjustment layer, a curves layer, and by bending the curve, we are lightening the image severely. Remember that by working on the adjustments layer, we are not affecting the original photo. All these changes are only on the adjustments layer, so we are on the safe side. We can get rid of them or change them anytime. Now we are inverting the mask to make it black, to make all those changes hidden. Now we are making another adjustments layer, curves again, but now we are darkening our image. This will be our burn layer. Remember that if we do dodging and burning on curves, we always have two layers. One is for dodging, which is lightened, and one is for burning, which is the darkened version of the image. And we are inverting the mask to make all these changes hidden. Let's start with the dodging layer. We are working on the mask. Make sure that you are on the mask. You should click the mask icon, and you will see these little outlined corners on the mask icon, showing that you are actually on the mask, not on the layer itself. So let's pick the brush, set its color to white, then on the options bar make sure that the brush blending mode is normal, opacity is 100%, and flow is very low, somewhere below 10. And now we are painting with a small brush, white color, medium hardness, on the black mask, revealing our dodging. We are leaving the middle part of the eye dark because this is the part where the pupil is, so it's always dark. We are painting the top and the bottom of the eye and maybe a bit of the side. Here you can see the effect. It looks awful now, but we are not finished. Change the brush flow to 1%, make the brush softer, change the color to black, and paint softly on the same mask, softening the edges. It's starting to look better now. We don't even need to use the burning layer, but what is really lacking here is the color. The eye seems gray, washed out, so we need to add some color. We are making a new layer, and now it's important. We are setting the blending mode to color. Take a brush tool, pick the nice brown color from somewhere on the picture, and paint over the iris with this brown color. Now you can precisely adjust this effect by changing opacity of the color layer and of the dodging layer. This is the beauty of it. You can change it until you get the desired result, so the eye isn't too bright or too dark or too saturated with color. You can even go back to the dodge layer mask and mask more. I'm playing here with the layers just to find the best look I can have with this eye. Remember that this horse has quite dark eyes, so we cannot lighten them too much because it won't be true. Now what we need to do is paint a catch light, which is actually the reflection of the source of light in his eye. We have a natural light here, so there will be a reflection of the skyline in his eye. So we are making a new layer, mode normal. We are taking a small brush, quite high flow, painting first the dot, which would be the reflecting sun, and then lowering the flow and painting the skyline. We may need to correct it a bit with the eraser, but as it's on the separate layer, it will be easy peasy. So this is what we have now, and this is how it was before the correction, and back to what we have now. Remember, just don't overdo it.